Hey, everybody, welcome to the 4K Lowdown for our very special Sesame Street episode. I'm thinking it's five.
Yeah, I
We're
think you're right.
doing movies that start with the letter J, and I am your host, David. My co host is
Tuna Fan 77, aka Rich.
Rich. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm feeling better.
Oh,
Had a
glad to
pretty
hear that.
horrible weekend, but I think I'm coming out of it. And, our buddies, Nate and Alex over at Geeks and Flicks, I want to give them a special shout out. They're having their Christmas party right now. And I know that means that nobody's going to be on our chat for a little bit.
That's okay though,
I'm
man.
totally okay with that. I don't want to cross
Yeah,
them, but they went a little longer than I expected. So I tried to start a little later. But, us old
everybody go
guys, we got
check
to
out
get to
this
sleep at some point.
great channel.
Yeah. I love those guys. So if you
Me too,
if
man.
you guys get a chance, if you haven't seen their stuff, follow them. Geeks and Flicks, great guys. Alex and
Yeah,
Nate are
Alex does
awesome.
some great unboxing videos. They have a great podcast. They have great Monday night streams.
Yep.
They do all kinds of stuff, and it's all great content. So,
Yep.
guys, go check it out.
Yep.
And
And
great guys too,
they're
personally.
great guys. They plug us too.
Mm-hmm.
So and I can't be happier about that. Really
Yeah,
cool guys.
and they don't
And
have
they're
to be.
gonna be in the Lowdown Awards show. So I can't wait to have them on the show to
Mm-hmm.
nominate movies and we'll give out awards and have
That's
a
gonna be
great
fun.
time. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. All right. So we did our J's. Any takeaways off the top of your head? Was there anything with the Jays that surprised you? Was there something that you hadn't seen in a long time that was a great watch? Was there something that you were like, "Oh man, I'm dreading watching that"? Um,
Did Jumanji?
that was a
I
dread. You were like, "Nah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I already watched it once this year, or it was the last year, and I really didn't need to see it again because it just that's a movie that sticks with you. You've seen it, you know what happens.
yeah."
Yeah.
I didn't watch it
Again,
again because I just, yeah,
I am not a Robin Williams guy.
I know.
I'm not a fan, but I still appreciate what he did in that movie. But I think out of the 12 movies we watched,
Hmm.
we picked JFK is a fantastic film from start to finish.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's my pick for number one.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, there's some great movies in this list. I think there was only maybe three stinkers, if that. If you, I won't even call them stinkers. I think there's one real stinker, and that's Jumanji, to me. Um, but yeah, I had fun with all these movies.
Good. I'm glad
Yeah.
because there were some real good movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have any stinkers. Everything I enjoyed. I enjoyed watching everything. There were a couple of new watches for me
Which
that
I'm
I
glad.
hadn't seen.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm glad too. So I'd never seen Joe Bella or Just Mercy, so I really got a chance to dig into those, and I liked them. Um, and then there were movies that I was like, okay, I know everything that happens. Like
Mm-hmm.
there are movies that I just watched recently, or like Jumanji. I felt the same way. I didn't need to watch that again.
Yeah.
It was like I know about it. I have watched Jumanji this year because I watched the 4K maybe 6 months ago,
You got
and
the
I was
steelbook,
like,
right?
yeah, I got the Steelbook.
Yeah.
Of course,
That's a
that's the
beautiful
reason why I
steelbook,
got the
right?
4K was
Yeah,
because I
that's a
wanted that
beautiful
Steelbook.
steelbook.
So really, it was a really interesting scoring. I gotta say, our scores between your lowest or our lowest and our highest, there's at least a 30-point gap.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was really kind of surprised by that. And in looking at it, I noticed that the movies where were kind of far apart. And I'm just going to say, let's say more than like 8 points apart
Oh, really?
with our scores. There's a few of them. And in those, it really changes their order because if I'm like way lower than you or you're way lower than me, that tends to drop the movie down. And I noticed that first with Groundhog Day because I was pretty high and you were
Yeah.
really low, and that took it off the top 20 list for the 90s movies. not a bad thing. That's the way it works out. And that's the way it's going to work out here. But I did want to kind of tie into your lowest score versus my lowest score so that we can see where those actually placed.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Um,
interesting. Yeah. I didn't
it,
realize
it was
how
really
big it was.
interesting because like you said, I'm a math whore.
Yeah, he is. He's got a math fetish,
I have
guys.
a math fetish. If you
He
guys
does.
know what the word is for that, I guess I'm turned on by math because I really
The way he talks about math, I get a little worried sometimes.
I know because there's a little when I talk. Oh, math, multiply them numbers. Okay, so getting into this list, and I just want to say, what do you think your lowest score was?
Of my movies,
Your movies, just your
um,
lowest score.
hold on, I gotta pull my notes up, man. It's been a while since I watched
I
these.
didn't say check your notes. I want you to
No, 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 no,
guess.
no, 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 no.
Don't check your
That's
scores, dude.
no. I'm not
Because
checking my scores. I'm gonna go with Jack Reacher. I think that
okay,
was
that was not your lowest.
really.
The lowest on your movies?
Yeah.
Okay, the lowest out of your movies. Yeah, I think that's right. Jack Reacher was your lowest of your six.
Because it was either I was gonna say that or Joe Bell was gonna be
Yeah,
my.
yeah. Your lowest was Jack Reacher, and I love Jack Reacher. I thought it was great. It's an action movie, so
Yeah.
you can't really score based on cinematography or soundtrack or things like
Yeah.
that. It tends to lose its ground. So um,
But if it was a great action movie, the cinematography might be a little bit better.
yeah,
The because action movies do have good cinematography.
yeah,
Look at Top Gun.
yeah. Look at
Both
Top Gun
Top
Maverick.
Guns.
That
Yeah.
was like that was
Hmm.
some epic cinematography.
Yeah.
But then Jack Reacher though is pretty basic. I mean, there's some really
Hmm.
good that one car chase scene
Yep.
had some really good shots in it. So
Yeah.
I can give some points for that. But as a general rule, action movies are just kind of generic. Blow
Yeah.
shit up, get the girl, and try to look dope while you're doing it. Um, thanks. My daughter says great quote. That's from Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage,
Yeah.
which Alex says is a horrible movie, by the way.
I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah. I think it's fun. I bought the 4K of that and I displayed it on my Instagram. And
Yeah.
Alex goes, "You bought that shit?" and laughed at me,
I hear
and I
him
started
boasting
laughing.
and say that.
Yeah, but it's it's just really funny. But that's the kind of thing we get along so well that we can give each
Hmm.
other crap about stuff like that. And we've really only known each other this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Just the
all
connection.
four of us, you and
Yeah.
me included, we've only met this year. But I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like we've been friends for 20 years.
I know. That's what I like. You
Yeah,
make it
I think
fun. Yeah.
I make math fun, or at
You
least
do.
appear to be
You
fun.
make math dirty sometimes,
I
don't you?
make math dirty.
Yeah.
we get you know we get math.
There you go.
We
Dave
get
after dark.
Dave after dark with the math. We're gonna do some multiplication. Um,
And I'm never helping my kids with math again.
I don't want to know new math. Is that new math? I don't want to know anything about new math.
Right? Going
Um,
back to, I mean, I don't remember when that Steelbook battle was on over on D Ray's
yeah,
channel, but yeah, that's what really kicked it off. Or you hit me up, um, and then the battle, and
yeah,
then yes, and that was this took off from there, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not totally. Because we did the battle, and then I had you on for the high five,
Mm-hmm.
and then my partner no showed on the lowdown, and you jumped on the chat,
Yeah, I do.
and
Yeah, that,
I was like, you want to come on the show? And you came on the show. We did the show, and then you've been in my house ever since.
yeah,
Every time.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
fun.
it's been
Mhm.
great. And
Yeah, and
yeah,
that's
it's
one thing I'm thankful for this year. You, Alex, Nate. Yeah,
yeah, what a
really.
great
Yeah, I'm
group.
thankful for.
And yeah, and all the guys. 'Cause yeah, I mean, I just started my channel. Yeah. January 28th was my first video. And as a matter of fact, it was the 2021 Lowdown Awards, which I did by myself
Oh man.
live, and it sucked because I'm sitting there talking to myself for an hour and a half. But um, that was when I started my channel.
Yeah.
And, now I'm sitting with 160 subscribers, and I've got friends like
Yeah.
you in the community. We've got friends now
Yeah.
to where, even, people, Harrison, we got Adam, the bearded Four
Yeah.
Eyesman, um,
Dell.
just, yeah, Dell, who always comes on and says, hey, Jerry comes on and says, hey, we always get support from the
And
guys.
we appreciate everyone.
Oh yeah.
We may
We
not talk
absolutely
daily,
love it.
but we appreciate you guys that
Yep.
tune in regular, say hi, even if it's not for long. You
Not for
take your
long.
time out of your day to say hi.
Huck will drop in, or
Yeah.
Ken from Mid Level Media. Every once in a while, he'll see us. But yeah, we appreciate all that stuff. You guys jump in, say hey. Um, my buddy Mike, Pure Talent,
Oh
that I used
yeah.
to wrestle with, he's jumped on the last few weeks. It's great to have him on.
Your son.
Uh, my son, he'll jump
Uh,
on every once in a while so that I can get my grandson to go to sleep.
I
Um,
think that's funny.
so yeah, to hear my voice, and
Yeah.
then he smiles and reaches for the TV and then passes out. So, and apparently that doesn't just happen with my grandson; it happens with my son too. He's like, "Yeah, I just put on your live stream and went to sleep. I put you on Spotify and then fell asleep listening to you." And I'm like, "Cool, at least you listen to me on Spotify."
Yeah, that's another thing, man. Don't forget to plug Spotify and
Yeah,
your.
gotta plug Anchor.
Yeah.
So Anchor takes the audio portion of our live stream and puts it out there for everybody to listen to as a podcast. Right now, we are also on Spotify, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Soon, it'll be like all kinds of stuff. Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. We'll go into all those. But for right now, we're just kind of doing those. I'm doing those three just to test them out.
Remember, guys,
Um,
go to them services, hit the like and subscribe button.
yeah, follow us there.
Yeah.
Because every time it plays on one of those, I have a chance of getting paid or sponsored. So
Yeah.
if we can get that, then we can actually do a lot more with the show.
Yeah.
Um, thanks for reminding me, bro. And
Yeah.
also, I want to thank StreamYard, because StreamYard service that allows us to multicast. This allows us to be live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at the same time.
Nice.
And I don't have to download the audio and send it to them or do anything wacky. They just put it on there for me. So really great guys, and I love their service. It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty easy to use too.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty easy. I got you on there. We've been doing
Yeah.
comic talk, and that's been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed talking Annihilators
I know that
with you
was
last
fun.
week. That was
Yeah, that
fun,
was fun.
and I'm looking forward to Nailbiter. That's going to be our
Yeah.
next one that
I'm
we're going
I'm
to read.
excited for you to read that.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait. I'm jazzed.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's
all
hop
right.
into it.
So we did your lowest score. My lowest score was actually the Jackal, and that's what comes in at number 12. So the Jackal it's got it's got the lowest score from both of us. Um, this is from 1997. Had a budget of 60 million, made 159.3 million in the box office. So I did the math on that because I like my multiplication,
Man.
and it made 2.7 times its money, which is just about right for
Yeah.
it to actually turn a profit. And I think that was primarily cast. You got Richard Gere, Bruce Willis. I mean, a pretty awesome cast.
Yeah. Watching this, I realized why I don't. I used to love this movie when it came out.
Yeah.
Remember renting it. I realized Richard Gere can't act. I don't like him in this. I'm not a fan of
You know,
Richard Gere.
you don't like his beautiful Irish accent, where
No,
he's
it's terrible. It's
yeah,
terrible.
it is. It's awful.
Hmm. Yeah.
I do love watching Jack Black's arm get blown off.
Oh, I
That's
do too.
probably my favorite. Plow, and yeah, he's
Hmm.
just he's so greasy and nasty in that
Yeah, he is.
movie, and turns out that's kind of the way he is in real life. But all seriousness aside, let's go to the scores. So for the Jackal, for cast, we were both at a 10.
Yeah.
For acting, you went 6, I went 7. For the plot or the trailer, we were both at a 7. The trailer, it was all right. Ending, you went 6, I went 8. Story, we were both at a 7. Script, we were both at a 7. For cinematography, you went 5, I went 6. Direction, you went 6, I went 7. For score or soundtrack, you went 5, I went 5. And for the wild card, as it's a thriller, you went 7, I went 8. For the total score, you gave this your lowest score of all 12, 66.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
gave it a 72. So total average score is 69, and that takes our lowest spot.
yeah. It, this is very 90s.
It is. It
It's
is
very nice.
absolutely 90s. It is
Yeah.
absolutely. I watched it again. I'm like, ooh, this is kind of dated. It was.
Hmm.
There was. There were elements that I didn't catch when I first watched it. That I was like, ooh, that's kind of wrong. That's not. You know, the whole thing where he's pretending to be a homosexual
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
and beating on that poor dude. I'm so sorry,
yeah, yeah,
Albert or Trevor or whatever his name is. I feel so bad for him
yeah.
because he was just looking for love in all the wrong places. Um,
That's songs in my head.
yep.
Uh,
Now it's songs in my head. Um, okay, so that's our number 12. Are you surprised by that? Is that
no,
no? I'm not
not at
surprised by
all.
that either.
Mm.
So, but coming in at number 11, this is where our scores were really different, and probably for an obvious reason.
What's
So
up,
coming
Harrison? Harrison just popped in.
popped in. What's up, Harrison? Thank you so much. Are they done over at Geeks and Flicks? Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
I was hoping to stay on and get on there for the Christmas thing, but didn't end up making it. But Harrison, thank you so much for joining us, and we have a couple
yeah.
more
Thank
that
you,
have
brother.
joined on here. Um, but nobody said anything yet. But that's okay. So coming in at number 11 and also eliminated from our countdown is Jumanji.
Is this the one that had the bigger score difference?
Yes, this one had a big score difference. Um, so
I mean, I didn't
definitely
rate it too bad.
okay. We'll get into that in a second. Um, but I yeah, I had it. It's interesting because when I look at our individual scores, you had like 4 movies all with the same score, and I had like 4 movies all with the same score.
Really?
Yeah, but totally different movies and a totally different. Like I had it as my lowest ones, and you had it as your higher ones.
Oh
Like
wow.
like your 4 highest scores were all the same score except for like 1 or 2 movies. You had
Wow.
like 4 with the same score, and then I had 4 with the same score, kind of at the bottom. Um,
That's nuts.
and I just realized that I am still signed into work, so let me just sign that out.
And okay, let's think about this. What what genre is usually my lowest scores? Comedy.
I would say, yeah, it would be comedy or fantasy, and you
Yeah,
kind of got both here.
yeah, yeah,
But we labeled this one a comedy,
yeah.
and it comedies and horror movies I think are the most subjective. And thanks, Harrison.
Yeah.
Harrison, we were talking about you earlier, and we all agree that you're awesome. So
Hmm.
I hope you get better, my friend. I know you're not feeling well.
Oh, you're not? Oh man, get well, bro.
Yeah. So you could tell he was he was having some difficulty talking on
Oh,
the
see, I
Geeks and
didn't
Flick
stick around
stream.
very long.
Yeah, it's just so I was like, oh, Harrison doesn't sound too good. I know, Rich and I are just getting over some stuff, so
Yeah.
you're probably going to hear me cough from time to time. But Jumanji, okay, so yeah, comedies, like comedies and fantasies are kind of your low
Hmm.
tier things.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says the Rona is the worst. That I'd go the whole pandemic without it. Oh well, yeah, and you probably got the Omicron variant or whatever the heck thing is. But I got mine what year and a half ago, I think,
Yeah,
and
me too.
it almost put me in the hospital. It should have,
Me too.
because um, but I refused to go to the hospital because I didn't think I was ever going to come out. The way that everybody was just dying in the hospital, I was like, no, I'll just use my
Yeah.
CPAP as a respirator and stay alive that way. Um, anyway, so Jumanji's from 1995. Oh, I'm sorry. Go back to the Jackal for a second because IMDb gave the Jackal a 6.4 to kind of match with what our scores
Hmm.
were. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 25, audience score 51, and then we were at a 69. So I think we were actually a little better than what
Yeah.
everyone else had. And that's mainly because of me, because you went 66 and I went 72. So I
Yeah.
raised the bar up just a little bit on that. Anyway, back to Jumanji. 1995 had a budget of 65 million, made 262.7 million in the box office, and 1.3 million in video sales. And I know that's different. I think this number is from 2020, so this is before the 4K was
Yeah.
released, I believe. So it's probably more than that now, but um, it made 4 times what the budget was. So it definitely made its money.
Yeah.
And as such, we got 2 sequels, not with Robin Williams, but
With The Rock
well,
and
we go
Kevin Hart.
with The Rock and Kevin Hart. It's like, put them together and they're about the size of Robin Williams because you got Kevin Hart's like 4 foot tall and The Rock is like 8 foot tall. And you
Yeah.
put it together and it's 6 foot. So um, I think that works. I think the math is right. Oh, I did math. Um,
Right?
dang it! I'm sorry. I need to control myself. All right, let's go to the scores. So for cast, you went 8, and I went 10, and that's just because recognition more than anything.
Hmm.
For acting, we were both at a 6 because we both agree not very well acted. For the trailer, you went 7 and I went 9. So I really liked the trailer on IMDb, but I didn't like the trailer that Voodoo had
Yeah.
because it was just buy the DVD now and get all these
Yeah.
special
I
things. And
expect that on IMDb, not Voodoo.
yeah, right.
That was weird
I
to me.
That was weird. It was really flip
Yeah.
flopped because that's why we stopped looking at IMDb
Yeah.
because we kept getting those stupid trailers or the dang 30-second teaser. Anyway, for ending, you went 7, I went 8. For story, we were both an 8. For script, you went 7, I went 8. For cinematography, we were both at a 7. Direction, we were both at a 7. For music, you went 5, I went 6. And for the wild card as a comedy, you went 5, I went 8, which takes our scores. You gave Jumanji a 67, 1 point higher than the Jackal,
Yeah.
and I went 77. So we had a 10-point difference in our scores.
Well, it's not too bad.
It's not too. It's not the worst. I think our record is 20 points or 19 points. I think
Oh yeah.
that's our record.
Yeah.
And I think that was Groundhog Day. It was
I
either
can see that.
Groundhog Day or it was Tombstone. I know Tombstone we've got a big gap too.
Yeah.
But I think that was 15 points. All right. So we have both my movies eliminated this week. So we're getting into number 10. And number 10 is Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
So, and I forgot about it again. Jumanji IMDb score was 7.0. Rotten Tomatoes critic score was 52. And audience score was 62. And we were at a 72 between us
Yeah.
total. So, Jack Reacher from 2012, budget was 60 million, made 217.3 million in the box office and 30.2 million in video sales. Solid.
Yeah.
It made 3.6 times its budget. So it made its money back, 3.6 times its budget. So let's go to the scores. This one we were pretty close. For cast, we were both at a 10. For acting, we were both at a 7. For the trailer, you went 8, I went 10. I love this trailer. The trailer was the reason why I went to the theater and watched this movie.
Oh, okay.
And
I
that's
did
the
see the
trailer,
theater.
and that's the trailer I got on Vudu, so I had to give it
Oh,
full
good.
marks. For ending, you went 7, I went 8. For story, you went 8, I went 7. For a script, you went 8, I went 7. For cinematography, you went 5, I went 6. Like I said, I gave it a little bit of a bonus because of that car scene.
Yeah.
For direction, we were both at a 7. Soundtrack, we were both at a 5. And for wild card, as an action movie, you went 7, I went 8. Now I'm going to do the IMDb score. IMDb gave this a 7.0. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 63. Audience score 67. Your score was 72. My score was 75.
Oh, you went higher than I did.
I went higher than you. Total
Mm-hmm.
score 73.5. Taking our number 10 spot and making the countdown.
You know, I will always try to throw a Tom Cruise movie on our list anytime I get a chance.
I know, right? I tried to do a Tom Hanks movie, but I don't think I got one.
No, you didn't. No. Yeah, no, you didn't.
Nope. All right.
No.
So let's go into number 9. And our number 9 movie was Joe Bell.
Good film.
It was good. It was a good watch. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Um, I'm glad I
Sad.
didn't. I'm glad I didn't buy it. It might not be something I would watch too often, but I really like the story here, and yeah, I thought it was a solid movie.
Yeah.
So it's from 2020, and I couldn't find a budget on it or anything. Just that in the box office globally, it made 1.7 million. Because all I remember is this coming out on video. I don't
Yeah, because it
remember
was
any.
pandemic era. You
Yeah,
know, the
yeah, it
theaters
was
were still
pandemic era,
closed.
so yeah, they probably just didn't. Yeah, they probably just released it a little bit, and nobody made any money because the theaters were closed, and
Yeah.
they just released this out on DVD. So I
'Cause I
didn't
bought
get
it
it.
on video.
Yeah, I didn't get anything on video sales or anything like that. I couldn't find any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So um, let's go to our scores. For cast, you went 7, I went 6.
Mm-hmm.
For acting, we were both at an 8. For the trailer, we were both at an 8. For the ending, you went 10, I went 9. And I was just a little peeved. I know it's based on a true story, and I know that's how it was supposed to end, but I didn't want it to end that way.
Right.
So so
I
it
see. I
I could not give it full marks, but it was a good ending. It was,
I knew it was
yeah,
a true story, but I didn't know how it ended.
yeah,
You know, and I was like, oh shit.
yeah,
That's why I gave it a 10 because I did not see that coming.
yeah. No, I knew about the story. I didn't know that was the guy though. I didn't know that was the guy's name, but I remember the story about him walking across America and doing all the stuff, and because of his son and trying to raise awareness. Um, but anyway, getting back to the scores. For story, you went 10, I went 8. For script, we were both at an 8. Cinematography, we were both at a 6. For direction, you went 8, I went 7. For the soundtrack, both at a 5. And for wild card, as it's a drama, you went 8, I went 7. IMDb gave this a 6.1. Rotten Tomatoes critic score was 40. Audience score 73. Your score was 78. Mine was 72. So our total score is 75, and Joe Bell takes the ninth spot.
Yeah.
But it was a good watch.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I wish it had ended differently, but it had to end
Yeah.
based on,
Yeah.
how it really ended. And, and I'm sorry, Forrest Gump ran across the United States like 4 times. He never got hit by a car. I'm sorry.
Wasn't it a semi hit him?
Yeah,
It was a semi that
but
hit him.
yeah, according to the true account, um, he the driver fell asleep at the wheel, and
Oh, is that what happened?
yeah, and
Oh,
hit him.
okay. Wow.
So, and they actually show that in the end credits. So, sorry to spoil that
I
for
don't
you guys,
remember.
but if you get a chance, watch it. It's worth a watch.
Yeah.
Um, it's a good story. It's really,
It's hard.
it's definitely it's a tough watch,
Yeah.
but it's one where you see this is where Mark Wahlberg kind of shines a little bit,
Hmm.
is where he's character acting and not um, special effects acting.
Yeah.
When he's just trying to be a character, like when he was Father Stu, I thought he did a good job at Father
Oh, he's
Stu,
great in Father Stu.
and I thought he really did a good job here. But like Uncharted and stuff where there's a lot of CGI and stuff, he
Yeah.
doesn't. He
Very
has
mediocre.
no, yeah, he has no, he has no acting chops at all. It's
Right.
when he's trying to play a character that he does a really good job. All right, so let's jump into number 8. At number 8 is Jarhead.
Oh, wow.
So Jarhead is from 2005, had a budget of 72 million, which is a little high for I didn't expect it to be that high.
Yeah.
Um, globally at the box office, Jarhead made 97 million,
Oof.
made 53.1 million in video sales. But according to the production budget, um, Jarhead only made 1.3 times its budget in the theater. So it did not
Yeah.
make its money back, but they made like 5 of these damn movies. They just hired cheaper actors
Yeah.
to do the rest of these, like wrestlers, I think, if I remember correctly.
I don't know. I never watched past the first one. And I'm going to talk about the director. This is the same guy. I'm 99% sure did 1917. Sam Mendes. Is that his name? Sam Mendes. Um, but yeah, you could see his love for war movies here.
Yeah. 1970 was so good. Yeah, Sam Mendes did Jarhead.
Yeah. I enjoy this movie. It's a great war movie without war in it, really. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, this is a good watch.
Yeah, it is. It's a good watch. And I haven't seen it in such a long time
Yeah, me neither.
that going back and watch it again was that was
Yeah.
quite a treat. Is because yeah, I
It's a
was
good cast
really,
too.
yeah, good cast, and the acting was better than I thought it was.
Hmm.
I'm trying to remember when I watched it the first time. I don't know if I if I just don't remember how good the acting was, but going back to it, the acting was really good,
Yeah.
and I liked it a lot. So let's go to the scores. So what we did was, for cast, you went 10, I went 8. So you knew more guys than I did on this
Hmm.
one. For acting, we were both at a 9. For the trailer, we were both at a 7. I can't say I like the trailer. I like the
Yeah, I did not.
music the best thing out of the
Yeah.
trailer, but the music didn't seem to fit the movie.
Mm-mm.
Is it me? The music
Yeah.
in the trailer
Yeah.
and the
It
music in
didn't.
the movie didn't seem to fit the movie.
Mm-mm.
Um, but I did like the music. For ending, we were both at a 7. For a story, you went 9, I went 8. For script, we were both at a 9. Cinematography, you went 8, I went 7. For direction, you went 9, I went 8. For soundtrack, musical score, you went 5, I went 7. And for the wild card, as a thriller, I have it as a thriller, but it's a war movie. Um, we both gave it a 7 for the wild card. IMDb gave this a 7.0, which seems to be the trend with a lot of these movies. Um, Rotten Tomatoes critic score was 61. Audience score was 68. You gave the movie an 80. I gave it a 77 for a total average score of 78.5. And Jarhead takes the number 8 spot.
Good film. It's old. It's
Was.
an older movie, but
Yeah, 2005. I mean, it wasn't as old as I thought. I thought it was older than that.
yeah, it's a
But
young
yeah,
Jake Gyllenhaal.
yeah. But yeah, I like Jamie Foxx in this.
Oh, I do too.
It was
And I'm
yeah, it
not a
was
Jamie Foxx fan
me
at all.
neither. Me neither. But yeah, he was good in this, and he was really good in Just Mercy. I was really
Yeah,
surprised by his performance in Just Mercy. I mean, not that he didn't win the Oscar for Ray, but I you
yeah,
know I
I like
can't
Ray.
say I really liked Ray.
See, I liked Ray.
I
It's a tough
mean,
watch.
it's a tough watch. I mean, I enjoyed it, and he deserved the Oscar for it. But
Yeah,
I think I watched it once, and that was it. It's sitting on the shelf, and I don't think I've watched
yeah.
it again.
I bought it and I haven't watched it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Definitely check it out.
yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. Sam Mendes does a good job.
Yeah, it definitely. If you watch Jarhead, you'll get an understanding of why he filmed 1917 the way he did.
Yeah.
I think
Hmm.
because it was going back to this. I was like, there's some of these shots looked really familiar, and I didn't realize that it was the same guy until you mentioned it. But now it's coming clear to
Yeah.
where I was like, oh, okay, yeah, some of those shots because there was a lot of wide shots and things like that.
Like that oil field scene.
Yeah,
Very reminiscent of the cathedral shots
yeah,
in 1917.
yeah. That seems to be like a thing for him.
Hmm.
That it worked really well though.
It did.
All right. So let's get into number 7. Our number 7 movie, coming from South Central, is Juice.
Yeah.
And this is one of those ones where I'm not a fan. I can't deny it's a good movie, but not my favorite. And you know why? I'm not.
Yeah.
It's you know
It's
all the
understandable.
yeah, it's all that I don't know. I don't appreciate the gang violence and the way they portray it in these movies.
Hmm.
Not that it's not accurate, because I've lived it. It's just not. It's just not for me. So
Right.
when I run into any of those Colors, Boys in the Hood, things like that, I dread watching it. I'm like, I don't want to see this again. But I did, watched it. It has its moments. Some great music. I really dug the soundtrack here. Um, I forgot that Queen Latifah was in this.
Hmm.
Just completely spaced it. I was like, oh yeah, it's Tupac and Omar Epps um and it was just those were the two focus guys. But then there was like a whole cast in there that was
Yeah.
actually really really good. So Juice is from 1992.
Seems so long ago.
I know, right? It was. It was like 30 years, right?
Oh, yeah. Don't say that, man.
Man,
What's up, Michael?
Is that- what's up, man? Thanks. Yeah, we're doing all right. So we're at number 7 on our countdown. So 1992 had a budget of 5 million, made 20.1 million in the box office, 760.
Uh-oh. I think he froze, man. Did he freeze, guys? He froze. It's okay, though. So Evan's trying to fix his YouTube. For some reason, his chats weren't showing up in Alex's channel or this one, but he's here too. Oh, awesome! Thank you. Yeah, he's frozen. Um, yeah. So I'll talk if you guys can hear me. Can you hear me, guys? Um, Again, thanks for showing up. Evan, thank you, Michael. Uh-oh. And we're gone. I don't know if you got. Yeah, he's gone now. So I don't know if you guys can you see me, guys?
I'm back.
Okay, good.
Shh.
Shh. We won't talk about
Dude, I don't know what the heck. I don't know what the heck just happened, but
it. Yeah.
yeah, my internet just took a major hit, so I had to go and mess around. I
Okay.
made it. You're here. Yay.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah.
okay. Evan is trying to fix his YouTube. For some reason, his chats aren't showing up on Alex's channel or the one he's here to. Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah. We appreciate you, Evan.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Evan. If you can't get it to work off of YouTube, you can jump on Facebook or Twitter and you can message there and you'll get to
Yeah.
us. They just won't see you on YouTube, but we'll see you.
Oh,
Man.
I'm getting my ass hurts.
Rich
FYI.
after dark. No. Um, but okay. So we were talking about juice and then I lost all my juice. But
You were just talking
we
about the
I was just talking about the budget
yeah.
and the global money. Did you catch all that? Because it was
Yeah,
$5 million budget, 20 million.
20 some million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
20.1 and then 764K. And then we were doing I was talking about the 4K just got released
Yep.
and then my internet tanked. My love chat is messing up now. I'm pretty sure that might have been a typo, but I'm just going to call it your love chat. All right, let's go to the scores. So for cast,
Live.
that's what I thought. But it's going to be love
But
chat from
it's
now
funnier
on.
when you say love.
It's funnier when you call it a love chat. And we got a like on Facebook from my sister-in-law. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, cast. You went 10. I went 9. Acting. You went 8. I went 7. For the trailer, you went 9. I went 6 because trailer doesn't make me want to watch the movie. Ending, we were both at an 8. Story, you went 10. I went 9. For script, we were both at an 8. Cinematography, we were both at a 6. Direction, you went 8. I went 7. For the soundtrack and score, we were both at a 10.
And that rarely happens.
Yeah, that rarely happens for the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
That were a 10. It's only happened a couple times, I think.
Yeah.
But the music, it was the best part of this movie for me. The way they did it and his DJing and stuff, that was really cool. And it sounded really white when I did that.
You
but
did, but
I
that's okay.
did. He DJ. Yeah, I felt it. My bad. I'm
You
sorry.
acknowledged it.
I acknowledge it. I own it.
Yep.
If I was any whiter, I'd be clear. So it's just that's just the way that happened. Um, anyway, so for the wild card, and I think we called it a thriller. I'm trying to remember either thriller or drama.
I thought you said thriller.
I think I said thriller.
Yeah.
Because I think I went thriller with it. That sounds right. I think it kind of crosses to both. But you went 8, I went 7. IMDb score, guess what? 7.0. Again. Yeah, literally 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 movies got a 7.0. And then 3 of them were on yours. So 3 of your 6 movies got a 7.0 on IMDb. Okay, so 7.0 on IMDb, 79 for Rotten Tomatoes critic score, 90 for the audience score, So that was really good. You gave Juice an 85. I gave it a 77. So we were 8 points apart. Not horrible. Total average score 81, and Juice takes the number 7 spot. And Michael agrees soundtrack and score are great.
Yeah.
Yes. It really really good.
In the 4K, it was an okay transfer. It
I
was.
just I didn't buy it. I
Yeah.
just I was like, "Oh, I should get that." And I was like, "No, I wouldn't watch it. I just wouldn't." And, you know, it's no offense to the movie. The movie's good.
Right. It's just
It's
not your cup
just
of tea.
it's just not my cup of tea. You know, I
Yeah.
I but I would watch Juice before I watched anything musical.
Oh, dude, you better wait till. You better hope we don't pull W for a while.
If we pull W and you give me West Side Story, I will do it on your voodoo. I will watch it. Like I'm still debating. I'm going to watch Clerks 3 because I know you have it.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm going to watch Clerks 3 because I got mixed reviews because you loved it. Adam hated it, and I thought that was really interesting because
Really.
he's a big fan of the first two,
Yeah.
and
I,
I'm like, I am not a fan at all. He goes, well, then you might like 3, and I was like, oh, okay, well,
yeah, I really dig. I love it for the. Not to digress, but just it wasn't what I expected. It wasn't
yeah, and I think
all.
that's one of the things that you and I have in common is when we're surprised by something,
Mm-hmm.
when it does not go as we expected. That's what we like. I want to be surprised. I don't want a predictable movie. Sometimes it doesn't bother me,
Yeah.
especially if it's action or something like that. I don't mind if it's predictable. But like when you told me to come in cold and watch Barbarian without watching any trailers or anything,
Yeah.
best advice I ever had. That was my favorite horror movie of the year, and I
Dude, that
think if
movie's
I'd have watched the
fantastic.
trailer, it would have ruined it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you liked that. I
So
really
yeah,
am.
I Adam is a damn Philistine. Well, he does have the beard.
Hmm.
Well, that would be philosopher, but he's
Yeah.
definitely got the beard. All right, so let's get into number 6. So coming in at number 6 and just narrowly missing the top 5 is John Q.
Oh, John Q. That went higher, or Just Mercy went higher than John Q.
Yep.
That's a travesty. No, I'm kidding. I love this movie.
Well, and that's interesting because it didn't for you. You actually had John Q higher than Just Mercy, but I had Just Mercy higher than John Q.
Oh wow,
And mainly, maybe because I hadn't seen Just Mercy. That was my first time watching it last night.
that's
I
true.
really enjoyed it. So I did the scores right on the spot. I mean, John Q I rewatched,
Yeah, yeah,
and John Q is 20 years old.
yeah.
So you definitely get a younger Denzel.
But
You
still a
get
great actor.
still a great actor. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's still really good. Robert Duvall was
Mm-hmm.
amazing in it. Um, but let's get into John Q. John Q was from 2002, had a budget of 36 million, made 102.2 million in the box office. So that's 2.8 times its budget, and just about squeaking some profit out of that. For the scores, you gave the cast a 10, I gave it an 8. For acting, you went 10, I went 8. For the trailer, you went 9, I went 8. For the ending, we're both at a 10. Love this ending.
Yeah.
For the story, you went 10, I went 9. For script, we were both at a 9. Cinematography, we're both at a 6. Direction, you went 8, I went 7. For soundtrack, we're both at a 5. And for the wild card, as it's a thriller, we're both at an 8. IMDb gave this a 7.1. Woohoo. One decimal point higher. Um, IMDb critic score 25, and this is where excuse me, Rotten Tomatoes critic score 25, and this is where I said fuck Rotten Tomatoes. Um, Audience score 78. You gave this movie an 85. I gave this a 78. Total score average 81.5, taking the number 6 spot.
Which you also consider we got some really good movies coming up.
Yep.
So, and that's still a good score, 85.
85 is a good 81.5.
81.5, I'm sorry.
81.5.
Yeah, that's still a good score. It's a solid score.
Yeah. All right. So here we go into the top 5. Which do you think is our number 5 movie?
Number 5 movie. I am going to go Just Mercy.
Okay. You are correct, sir. Just Mercy takes our number 5 spot.
Michael says he needs to see John Q.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely check that out, Mike. I think you'll enjoy it. And anytime you want to collab on your stream, on your podcast, you let us know. We're totally down. I'm just volunteering, Rich. It's
Oh, yeah, I'm down for anything.
except for math. He's
Yeah,
not
I
down
don't
for the
do
math
math.
fetish. He doesn't do the math fetish like I do. Anyway, so Just Mercy from 2019 had a budget of 25 million, made 50.3 million in the box office and 4.8 million in video sales. That was just about exactly twice its budget.
Yeah.
So for the scores, for cast you went 10, I went 8. For acting we were both at a 9. For the trailer you went 8, I went 7. For the ending we were both at a 10. I love the ending here.
Yeah, it's a great ending.
For story we were both at a 10. For script we were both at a 9. Cinematography you went 5, I went 6. Direction we were both at a 7. For score or soundtrack we were both at a 7. And for a wild card, as it's a drama, we were both at a 9. He goes, okay, I want you guys to talk about math and musicals.
That's pretty good.
Nice. All right. So IMDb gave Just Mercy a 7.6. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 85. Audience score 99.
Really?
Yep. You gave Just Mercy an 84. 1 point lower than John Q. I gave Just Mercy an 82. 4 points higher than John Q. So that changes the average score, making this the number 5 movie at 83 for our average score.
Yeah.
How about musical math like Schoolhouse Rock? I have that video. I have the Schoolhouse Rock DVDs, the set. Don't tempt me with that.
Do it.
I'll do it. I'm just a bill.
Copyright.
Oh, psh, and we get canceled. Psh. That's why our internet dropped. At least we're not talking about, like old granny booties or anything like that.
Yeah, don't
All
say
right.
it. Now they're going to pop up.
Now we're going to get the sex bots.
Uh-huh.
All right. All right. So here we go into the top 4.
Before we get into the top 4, I'm just going to say, I said it a second ago, the top 4 is loaded. It's loaded with some great movies. So I'm interested to see how they fall.
I think you'll be surprised. I know I was. Get in there. One of my picks disappeared, so I'm going to bring it back into the group here. Okay. So coming in at number 4 is, any guesses?
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh, nope.
John Wick
John
3.
John Wick 3, Parabellum. So
Great movie.
is it? It's an awesome movie,
Yeah.
and it actually scored higher than I thought for going generic as opposed to just scoring it as an action flick. But it's from 2019.
Yeah.
Budget was 75 million. Globally, it made 328.3 million in the box office. I did not get a video sale count on it, so it made 4.2 times its budget.
Yeah. And they've released this thing so much on
If
home video.
Jumping Jack Flash wasn't a pick and not number one, I'm unsubbing. Well, one of the rules is we have to own it.
Yep, and I
And I don't know
don't.
about Rich, but I don't own it.
I don't own
I
it.
did like it, but I don't have it.
I don't own it.
But I do have Burglar and I have Fatal Beauty. So if you want to talk Whoopi Goldberg action comedies, but I did like Jumping Jack Flash. It's just I don't know, but it's really hard to get, especially when I'm not willing to pay that much money for it. So John Wick 3. Let's go to the scores. For cast, we were both at a 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's a given. For acting, we were both at a 7. For the trailer, we were both at a 10. Ending, we were both at a 9. This is where we differ a little bit. For story, you went 8, I went 7. For script, we were both at an 8. Cinematography, we were both at a 10. For direction, you went 8, I went 9. Soundtrack, we were both at a 5. And for wild card, as an action movie, we were both at a 10.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't deny this movie.
Mm-mm.
It's really amazing. It's really well done. For it supposedly just being an action movie, it is a really well done movie across the board. So IMDb gave it a 7.4. Rotten Tomato critic score 89. Audience score 86. And we both gave it an 85.
Excuse me. Sorry.
I'm making you yawn. I was trying to go fast for you, bro. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I've been up since like 1:50 this morning, and oof, it just started hitting me. It'll be showing. Yeah, the Good Justice League.
Yeah, I was gonna say, which Justice League are you after, Harrison? Lip or no lip? No. So, okay. Coming in at number 3, meow, is your cat.
Yeah.
And your cat has picked Joker.
Oh, wait, before we get into Joker, have you seen the pics of Lady Gaga
as Harley Quinn? Yeah. I saw one pic.
She don't look bad at all.
No.
Yeah, so it really has me intrigued.
It's not really as I don't want to call it as Margot Robbie as I'm expecting. It's not. She doesn't look crazy.
Right.
She looks really, really tame.
Yeah. And I think that's
neither.
Okay, you don't want a repeat of Margot Robbie.
You might be disappointed, Harrison, but it's okay. It's okay. It's
all film is subjective.
All film is subjective. We score it. We score it how we see it.
Mm-hmm.
Based on.
I don't judge him for liking Jumanji.
Right. I don't judge him for hating on Groundhog Day.
That's true. That is true.
Or Princess Bride. I may have little hate on that one, but
yeah,
not enough to make it important. But okay, so Joker takes our number 3 spot.
Mm-hmm.
Also from 2019.
Great
had
year.
a budget. It was a great year for film.
Yeah, it was.
Budget of 55 million. Made 1.074 billion. in the box office. I
Man,
did not get a video sale list, but that's 19 times, 19 point something,
yeah,
um, times its budget. So it made money.
yeah.
All the more reason to do a sequel.
Todd Phillips did an excellent job.
This is an amazing film. It
Yeah,
really is. And I don't know why I was dreading watching it. I really don't, because after I saw it, and you're the one like, dude, go watch that movie because
yeah,
I had it. I'm sitting
yeah. I
there.
remember you said you
I
hadn't opened it.
and I know I hadn't opened it. I had
You, you
1917 and Joker in my hand, both from 2019, and I hadn't seen either one.
yeah, you
And
did
you're
that little segment, and
yeah,
you need to start doing that again.
I do. But when I do it, and people are like, "Oh, Dave, what the fuck? Have you seen that? Why haven't you seen that movie? You bought it." I'm like, "I know, but it just goes on the shelf, and sometimes I don't get to it
Yeah,
by the end of the year because I've got a whole bunch of movies that are like that I just haven't seen that
yeah.
I know are good. I know I'm gonna like it. I just haven't watched it.
There's only so many hours in a day.
I know. All right, so let's get to the scores for cast. You went 7. I went 10. For acting, we were both at a 10. For the trailer, you went 8. I went 9. For the ending, you went 9. I went 10. For story, you went 10. I went 8. For a script, you went 9. I went 10. Cinematography, you went 9. I went 8. For direction, we were both at a 9. Soundtrack, we were both at a 7. And for wild card as a drama, not a fantasy movie, we labeled this one a drama. You went 10. I went 9. IMDb gave this an 8.4. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 68, which I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Right?
no.
Audience score 88. You gave this an 88. I gave it a 90. So our total average score is 89. And this takes
That's
the
a
number
damn good
3
score.
spot.
Such a good score. I'm glad you picked this because I mean, I didn't rewatch it.
I had
Just
to.
yeah,
I really had to because I just watched this earlier this year
yeah,
and I was like, man, that movie was so good.
it is.
It's so well done and the ending is great. The
Hmm.
sequences are awesome. I loved Robert De Niro in this.
Yeah,
It was just so it was not at all what I expected. And again, that's what I liked. It
yeah,
didn't it didn't play like a regular, Joker movie. You got like, actually felt sorry for the dude
yeah. I
with
love
with
the
his
affliction card.
yeah.
He would be like, "Hey, I got shit. I'm crazy. Here's
Yeah,
my card. This is why."
I laugh when I'm nervous.
Hmm.
So, please don't kick my ass.
Well, at least he didn't fucking masturbate when he got nervous.
I know, right? Or when he had math in front of him. All right. We got two more, bro.
Yeah, two more.
Two more.
And again, these two movies are well. One's kind of controversial. Wait, you can both say they're both controversial.
In
Um,
in their own way, yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely. And two completely different genres. I mean,
yeah,
we're like night and day.
hmm yeah.
Um, these
I'm
movies
interested to see their
are
number two.
these movies are 30 years apart
Hmm.
and really there only 1 point separates them.
1 point. That's it.
Only 1 point.
Oh wow, wow.
So, coming in at number 2 is JFK.
What? I thought that was gonna be number one. Oh man. Before you get in school, did you see the special they put out with? It was like a side piece to this. It's a
Oh,
documentary.
yeah. Yeah.
It was like Returning to JFK or something.
Yeah, I saw something about that. I don't know if I watched the whole thing. It was like
It was on Showtime.
JFK revisited.
Yeah,
Yeah, through the
it was
looking
good. It
glass or
was
something like
really,
that.
really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually saw that on IMDb and I watched the trailer for it and I was like, "Oh, I want to see that."
Yeah, definitely watch it Okay,
Yeah.
before we get into it's controversial. CIA job or did what's his face act alone?
What's his face meaning LBJ?
No,
Or you think it was Lee Harvey Oswald acting alone? No,
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 no.
no
That's what I'm
fucking
asking
way.
you. Is it how Oswald acting alone or the CIA?
No, it's the CIA and the vice president.
Yeah,
I think the vice president was like, you know, and there was that one scene in the movie where he's like, if you get me in the office, I'll get you your war,
yeah.
and that was LBJ, Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Hmm.
So
And that was put in
and
there purposely.
that was put in there purposely. So
Yeah,
I really think he had something to do with it. And just to let you know, there's something we talked about on Spirits with Spirits. The official documents of this assassination are released in 2028. So
yeah.
we will get this in our lifetime.
Well, they I just see it was on the news. Somebody was somebody higher up basically said, yeah, it was a CIA job.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's terrible, man.
Always love the Seinfeld reference to the movie with Spitwads. CIA did it so that Lyndon Johnson could be president and crank up the Vietnam War.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's exactly
yep,
what I said. Yeah, Harrison, you hit the nail right on the head.
yep.
Um,
And I don't want to say foolish if you believe Oswald acted alone,
no, he
or
himself said
even
that he was a patsy.
yeah,
I mean, was he involved? Yes, but he didn't know anything about
yeah.
what was going on. They were just like, "Hey, go there and shoot at the president,"
Hmm.
and and then we'll get all the credit. You'll get all the fame.
And
But
then boom, you're dead.
and then boom, somebody's gonna come up and kill you.
Yeah.
But man, Gary Oldman killed it in this movie
Hmm.
as Lee Harvey Oswald. Kevin Costner was
So good.
amazing.
This whole
So good.
cast.
This cast is, oh man, it's so
Hmm.
good.
That's why
I
I
just
thought
I
this was gonna
watched
be
this
number one.
trailer again and I was like, "Oh man, it was so good."
Yeah. I definitely go check that JFK Revisited because it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. But okay, so let's talk JFK. It's from 1991. Oliver Stone directed,
Hmm.
and this is my favorite Oliver Stone movie by
Me too.
far.
Me too.
This and maybe Natural Born Killers would be
Yeah,
a
that's my
second.
number two.
Yeah. So the budget on this was 40 million, made 205.4 million in the box office, 773K on video. So that was about 5 times its budget.
Yeah.
So it's made its money. For our scores for cast, we were both at a 10. Acting, we were both at a 10. For the trailer, you went 7, I went 8. For the ending, we're both at a 10. Story, you went 9, I went 10. For script, we were both at a 9. Cinematography, we were both at a 10. Something about courtroom dramas, usually they're not filmed well.
Hmm.
Man, he did a good job with this. Direction, we're both at a 10. Oliver Stone killed this.
Yeah, he did.
For the soundtrack and score, we were both at a 6. And for the wild card, as it's a drama, courtroom drama, both at a 10.
Yeah.
IMDb gave this an 8.0. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 85. Audience score 88. You gave this a 91. And I gave it a 93 for a total average score of 92, taking our number 2 spot.
Nice.
So this leaves our number 1 spot. Harrison, I apologize. Our number 1 movie is Zack Snyder's Justice League. And Harrison just signed out.
I
So
liked what Zack Snyder did with.
I did too. I thought this was like shooting a bullet and throwing it compared to the Joss Whedon one.
Hmm.
Clip. Um,
Yeah.
it just because I think I gave the Joss Whedon one I think I gave that a 79.
Yeah.
Boo. That's okay. Harrison still thinks it's October. He's giving me haunting sounds. Boo. Um, but when this got released, and I watched this, when I hit the first scene of this movie, I was like, it's already better
Yeah. Yeah. I
than
agree.
Joss Whedon's. And because my thing was when I got the Joss Whedon Justice League, and I'm like, where the hell is Darkseid? This made no sense
That
because
didn't even bother me. The
I,
bother me was the shitty ass jokes
oh,
they
what
thrown in
bothered
there,
me
the
was
immaturity.
the damn lip, but the
Yeah,
Superman's lip. They really did a shitty job on the CGI on that.
but they
Um,
didn't have a choice.
yeah,
Paramount
they
was
didn't
like,
have
he wasn't
Paramount.
shaving
Like,
his mustache.
yeah, he's not shaving his mustache because he's going to do Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah,
Wants that mustache, but Zack Snyder did a great job. They
yeah,
spent some more time on it and
hmm,
made it look a lot better.
yeah,
Yeah, you do need to watch it, bro. But yeah,
yeah,
it's a marathon, not a sprint.
yeah.
So, um,
I'm a fan of Scott Snyder or Zack Snyder. I'm not a fan of the Snyder Army because they're rude, um, inconsiderate, childish.
yeah,
But I appreciate what Zack Snyder did with the DC universe.
yeah, I agree with that. I'm looking forward to what James Gunn is going to do.
Yeah, I'm excited for what James Gunn's going to do, man.
I can't say I'm a fan of him, ousting Henry Cavill, but if he's going to recast everybody and do like a whole new thing, I'm down. Let's go. I'm
And that
I'm all
fool
for
just
it.
put out a tweet saying that I never said we were Gil Gadot was out as Wonder Woman. So what's that mean? You know?
So he boots Henry Cavill but keeps Gal Gadot. I mean,
Yeah,
not that I'm
yeah,
broken
that
up
doesn't
about
make
that.
sense.
It
I
doesn't
mean,
make
he could just be
sense.
fucking with people.
He could just be messing with people.
Yeah. Until you hear it from his mouth, he
Yeah,
might just be saying,
till it actually happens. Yeah.
"Uh huh."
Okay. So here's the thing though, because um this is basically the Joss Whedon movie redone. It was really interesting to do the budget because this was never really released in the theater.
Right.
Don't read my Letterboxd review of this movie. Okay, I won't, Harrison. Thank you. Don't read mine either, then, because this is going to be, you know, we're both going to be disappointed. Um, so this had a $300 million budget,
Yeah.
and it was well, this came out in 2021. The original movie came out a couple years earlier. Um, it made 635.9 million in the box office. This is the Joss Whedon one
Mm-hmm.
because this didn't come out in the theater. Video sales, this movie, the Zack Snyder one, made 16.1 million in video sales. The Joss Whedon one made 74.7 million in video sales. But dude, this is such a better movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, but okay, so I mean, I have it at 20.2 times its, or no, 2.2 times its budget. Sorry, because 300 million made 600 million. So, um, going to the scores for cast, we're both at a 10.
Yep.
Acting, we're both at an 8. For the trailer, we were both at a 10. God, that trailer was good. Probably my
It
favorite.
was.
For ending, we were both at a 10. For story, we were both at a 9. Script, we were both at a 9. Cinematography, you went 9, I went 10. For direction, we were both at a 10. For music, you went 8, I went 7. And for wild card, as it's a fantasy movie, we were both at a 10. IMDb gave this an 8.0. Rotten Tomato critic score 71. Audience score 94. You and I both gave it a 93.
Oh damn. That's a
So Zach's
great score.
so yeah, 93. It takes the top spot, and I think one of the highest, if not the highest, we've done.
Yeah. and it's
Yeah,
well deserved.
I want to go back and what we talked about. I want to put it in the spreadsheet, all of our scores that
Hmm.
we've done,
Yeah, I think it's a good
and then
idea to do.
maybe we do like an all star, like a top 10 all time for this year. What we've
Oh,
done,
that'd be awesome. That would really be. Yeah. Yeah.
and then
And this is
we
a
have to
great
figure
film.
because yeah, it'd be like this one for sure, Terminator 2, Forrest Gump, like the few
Yeah.
movies in there that we did. I don't think Forrest Gump quite got a 90, but it was like 89.5, I think was our merge score. But yeah, so you actually gave Justice League a 2 point higher score than you did JFK. So
I
I
didn't
thought that
realize
would
that. I don't do the math.
I know, that's fine. Math is
Yeah.
my job. Just let me do it because I love it. So um yeah, it was interesting that you thought that just that JFK would get the higher
Hmm.
score. Now I gave them both the same score because for their respective genres, I think they're equally good. And it's just yeah, I think it was just a matter of um, letting the
Yeah.
chips fall where they may. But yeah, this was a great list, bro.
Yeah.
This was a
It
lot of
really
fun, and
was.
even though we disappointed Harrison, um, I think it's a good list. I think the scores are good. I think they fell just about exactly where I thought they would.
Close for me.
Like I said, just about.
I
Um,
know as we draw new letters, it's getting tougher.
it
Um,
is because we
but
can't reuse stuff that we've
yeah,
done. So like,
because like our
um,
last letter was our next letter. I mean,
is I?
is an I, and I
Yeah,
can't. I try to put a Tom Cruise movie in,
yeah,
and I can't use Interview with the Vampire.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So
What did you guys think of Martian Manhunter
I
showing
didn't
up
have a problem
randomly?
with it because
I
we
didn't
knew
have.
it wasn't going to go anywhere.
Yeah,
This was a one and done, so I didn't have
yeah,
an issue with it.
yeah.
Um,
I
we
agree with that. It didn't phase me.
yeah, and I like how they used the existing character. Um,
Yeah, I agree with
so
that.
I didn't have an issue with it.
Um, yeah, I think I liked the CGI was better on like Steppenwolf's armor and
Yeah.
the way that they did. I love the black suit for Superman
Hmm.
because
That's
that
very. I
made
love the.
that made sense. I enjoyed that a lot, and
Yeah.
made sense with the whole Doomsday thing with Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice when he supposedly died.
Yeah.
So I dug
Well,
Zack
I
Snyder's
like this
Justice League,
film.
and I
I
knew
need
this
to.
was the first one I drafted because I was like
Yeah, it was.
um I've got to pick this, and JFK was the last one I picked.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I have yours in order when I write them
Yeah,
down.
so do I. I have them in order when I write them down
Yeah.
on my math porn sheet.
Your math hub.
Good
Yeah.
night. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I want to get. I have this in the Zack Snyder box set.
Yeah,
I want to get the single release of this too. I don't like the steelbook they released for it. That's kind of ugly.
yeah,
But I want to get the single release so I can have it on my shelf because I keep
yeah.
my book.
This one actually for the where are you? Oh, I don't have that one because I just have the regular 4K. This actually this actually won the award for 4K transfer of last year
Oh, really?
on the Lowdown Awards. So this was my favorite 4K transfer of last year.
Nice. Yeah. It's a good film.
Yeah, nice. And dude, we are under an hour and a half, bro.
Now, even with all our side chats,
Yeah, that was
yeah, that's
that was
good.
good. Good stuff. Um, but yeah, so that is it. That's our countdown. We'll
Hmm.
do the countdown breakdown in the outro. But are you ready to draw our next letter?
I am ready.
Okay. I have the bag.
He's drawn, guys.
I'm
He's
drawing
looking for a
here.
good letter.
Oh, crap.
Oh,
So I drew X.
oh, fuck. But didn't we say?
But that we're gonna add. We add another one to it. One of the other
Yeah, the shitty letters.
one of the other city letters, which is Q, X, Y, and Z were our
Yeah,
shitty letters, I think. Right?
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we should just pick one of those, or
I thought we were gonna add them all together.
oh, you want to do all four
Yeah, that's what I
letters?
thought we were. That's what
I
I
thought
thought
we
we
were
were.
gonna do two.
Okay, yeah, let's just do two because it'll make it last long. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So I got Q.
Okay.
So we're gonna do Q and X. Can we do 5 movies with Q and X?
Oh fuck. We'll figure it out.
We'll see if we can get 5 movies or 6 movies each. I
Yeah.
think we can. I think it
Yeah.
might.
How many X-Men movies are there?
Right? There's at least 5 of those.
Right.
Consonant, consonant.
Yeah.
Can I buy a vowel? Let me buy
Yeah.
an E. I got an E.
Trying to think of
Um.
it. Yeah.
Uh. So okay. So we're gonna do X and Q.
Wow.
All right.
Hold on. So,
Um.
what do you have coming up?
What do I have coming up? So there's gonna be no other stuff this week. I do have an Instagram live stream for Spirits with Spirits on Friday this week, where we're going to discuss our show next week on the 28th. We have no lowdown next Monday because it's the day after Christmas. So you
Mm-hmm.
guys enjoy your Quantum of Solace. That's a very good pick.
Yeah.
Um, oh man, just realized we can't pick that one because we already did it. I think. I mean, we can do Quantum of Solace, but there's something
Yeah.
else that I was thinking of, and I'm like, oh wow,
Well, the
I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna
29th.
pick. I'm gonna pick Q the Winged Serpent. Um, but I don't own it, so I can't pick it. Yeah. So the 29th is well, two things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we have. So I'm thinking maybe we move our nomination show and just do the comic book one.
That's up
Just
to
do
you. Um,
because I want to make sure. I want to make sure Alex
Alex.
can. I want to make sure Alex can make
Yeah.
it. So let's. I think we'll push the the Instagram nomination show maybe to the 5th of January.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We do that. And
I'll
then,
talk to Alex and we'll see if we can do that.
yeah,
So yeah, we're gonna do comic talk on the 29th
with Harrison,
with
aka
Harrison.
really old movies.
Yep,
We talk some comics. I'm
we're gonna
excited for that.
yeah we're gonna ask you the hot seat questions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
I'm
it'll
looking
be
forward
fun.
to that.
I'm looking forward to that.
So yeah, put your comic book hat on,
Yeah.
Harrison. So for
Yeah.
one night only, it'll be really old comics.
That smell good. Really old comics always smell good.
Really old comics do smell good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested to have a conversation with you about some comic books. And you hit the convention scene, don't you? Too. I thought Alex said you did. But yeah, we'll talk comics, comic book conventions. Yeah, this will be fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
be
excited
a
for it.
blast.
I love talking comics. I love talking comics with Dave. I get to pop Dave's cherry with Nailbiter, Walking Dead.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
a lot of things because I was
yeah,
pretty much 95% Marvel. So
yeah.
I'm getting to learn more about the other publications. That's a lot of fun. Oh yeah, he got to go to San Diego, WonderCon, and Ontario Comic Con every year. That's
Nice.
awesome. I
Awesome.
I almost got to go to San Diego through a buddy of mine in the wrestling thing. He was gonna have me work at his booth and I was gonna get to come into San Diego Comic Con, but then COVID hit and I'd lost my chance.
Mm,
But we'll see if I get to go. He
yeah,
owns Red Gorilla Comics or something like that.
cool.
Um, and
Yeah,
so
maybe you should. Oh, we'll talk later.
yeah, we'll talk after the show.
Yeah. So again, thank you guys for watching. As
Yeah.
always, Dave, thanks for picking some great movies.
Oh, you too, bro. That was a great week. I
It
really
was.
enjoyed watching these. I'm looking forward to the Eyes. We're gonna do
Yeah.
that show on the 2nd of January.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then remember our Lowdown Awards coming up on the 19th of January,
Mm-hmm.
where
That's gonna be a blast.
we're gonna take our nominations. Everybody in the chat's gonna vote, and we'll see who gets the awards
Yeah.
for best
So
release
we got to
from
be promoting the
2022.
heck out of the award show, so we get people coming up on the chat to vote. So
Yeah.
yeah,
The more
remember put
people,
it
the
in your
better. So
calendar.
you guys spread the word. I want to
January
get as many
19th.
people on YouTube as possible
Put it in your
for that
phone
show.
as a reminder.
Yep.
Put it anywhere you got a calendar. Put
Yep.
it down.
Hit that notification button
Yeah.
and yeah, subscribe to both of our channels. We'll be advertising. Hit us up on Instagram,
Yeah.
all that stuff too. All right. What do you think, bro?
That's
Let's
it.
get out of here.
Let's get out of here, man.
All
Thank
right.
you guys for watching.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah.
Merry
Happy holidays.
Christmas
Enjoy your
if
family
you
time.
celebrate it. Happy Hanukkah if you celebrate it. Kwanzaa
Mm-hmm.
if you celebrate it. Whatever. Have a great holiday. If we don't see you by the end of the year, have a great new year
Yeah.
and ring in 2023 with some movies. Hopefully, you
Hell
can
yeah.
chat with us on the 2nd and we'll have a great time. Thanks, Harrison. Merry Christmas to you, brother.
See you.
All right. Be safe, everybody. Take care.
Talk to you later, guys. God bless.